go live button one time instead of the two times you have to click it, and we're talking and we're not even live. Here we go. We're live. So we got Hiking with Jackie Boy here tonight. His name's Kevin. And
Hello.
He's going to tell us stuff. But let's look at the chat for a couple of minutes. We've got Marianne Bimler, Rebecca Touched by Yarn,
Life with
David. Yeah, you can read some.
Backroad Freedom, my buddy Justin.
That's our buddy. That's how I know you, is through Backroad Freedom.
That's right.
Let's see. Let's get some people in here, or let them get in here before we worry about the chat too much. We got Treasure Hunter and Evelyn Newman. So, what did you get to do today, Kevin?
I worked.
That's everybody's answer. What did you get to do after work?
I was watching YouTube lives and cooked dinner. That was about it, and played with Jackie Boy for a little bit.
So what did you cook yourself?
I made some chicken fajitas. Had them on some tacos. And with some pico de gallo.
Oh, that sounds really good. I'm watching my weight. Not watching my weight. I'm watching what I eat. And cutting down on the carbs. And I haven't allowed myself to eat anything that's good. Not even. I think I had a piece of cake. No, that's true. One night for my mom's birthday, we had mashed potatoes and gravy with rice and.
Well, it's your mom's birthday.
Yeah, and cake and.
I
actually felt sick after that because my body has not eaten any of that stuff in months. But so tell us a little bit about your channel. Why did you? No. Let's go with. What got you your love of hiking to begin with?
Well, I love the outdoors. I've always been outdoors. I like getting places. I like just getting away from everything, doing some long hikes, and just enjoying nature. I haven't done this recently. I've done some kayaking and I've done some fishing. And lately I've been able to do several West Texas hikes, which I really loved being out there.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. And you were hiking before Jackie Boy came along, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about Jackie Boy himself.
Jackie Boy is
the title of your channel.
Jackie Boy is a 10-year-old miniature pincher and showing no signs of slowing down.
No.
And he just loves being out there. He's just pushing going on. It's like that picture I showed you yesterday. And when you said that looks determined, that's him the whole way. Just push, go.
He was ready to eat the day.
Oh yeah. And I was a little worried about when the first time Justin and I, Backroad Freedom, did a collaboration, because he's a little leery of strangers. He loved Justin right off. He was hopping on him as soon as he met him.
Yeah. Well, dogs know whether the person is.
They're a better judge of character than most people are.
But I always tell people, you never assume a dog's going to. You could just walk up and pet a dog. Always, if somebody comes into your house that's never met your dog before, that person should sit down or pretend like nothing, like the dog is not even there, and the dog will sniff around and he'll come around when he's ready. And if you allow that, a dog will feel comfortable with you.
Oh yeah.
Don't
Oh,
reach down
definitely.
and go, oh, doggy, 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 and then the dog hates you because you pushed yourself on him.
Or in the case with Jackie Boy, he actually would probably bite.
Yeah, Paco did do that. He nipped my nephew's finger because when he first saw him and walked up to him, ooh, and then the dog bit his finger. It's like, you never walk up to a dog and start pointing at it.
Well, you point at a dog that you're challenging it, or it's going to take that as an aggressive action.
But I've always followed that rule with anybody who meets Paco for the first time, and that he almost ends up loving every one of them that follow that rule.
Oh yeah.
It took a long time for him to like my sister because my sister loves dogs, and she came in, and this is when I first had him, so I didn't know. And she came in and was like, "Oh, Paco, Paco, Paco," and he didn't like that at all.
So the one thing I do gotta be leery with Jackie Boy on trail is when he sees another dog, he becomes aggressive.
Yeah.
And that's not a good thing, So a lot of times I put him on a short leash or I have to pick him up.
Yeah. Do you worry about predators while you're on a hike, like hawks and all those things that could be potentially wanting to charge at him?
I carry means of protection.
Well said.
Yeah.
Said enough. That's enough said, I guess.
Yeah. Well, one of them's bear spray,
Yeah.
So
But
it would stop most anything.
yeah, you got to keep an eye out for snakes and for yourself anyway. But dog's gonna jump on.
The one thing I got for him is a vaccine for rattlesnake venom.
They have that for pets?
Yes, they do.
Cool. So, what was your first adventure with Jackie Boy like? When you took him out for the first time, thinking, how is this going to go?
I was delighted how he was just like, let's go. Go, go, go. This is fun. I love it.
That's cool. Those little dogs, when they get on their trails or whatever they're hunting down or looking at or sniffing, they become big dogs. They think they're big dogs.
Well, miniature pinchers were actually bred to be varmint control. So
yeah, a lot of the is that considered a terrier breed or
no?
In the family?
It's in the pincher family because parent breeds to a miniature pincher are Italian Greyhound, Dachshund, and German Pinscher. So he carries more of the Pinscher and somewhat of the Dachshund look. But they're also exceptionally fast. So that would be the Italian Greyhound in them. So
what about either rat terrier or a fox terrier? Is there any of that in there?
No.
Huh. Because Paco and him are kind of have some similar features.
Oh, yeah. Is it the ears?
Probably the ears.
Yep. Well, I mean, his ears.
Probably bigger. What is he, about 10 pounds maybe?
Jack's about 10 pounds, yeah.
Paco's only like 7.5 or something like that.
But his body shape is like a Doberman. You know,
Yeah.
where they're stout in the chest, and then their bodies taper back, and he's just solid muscle. You know, he's. I've been in the areas where I'm dealing with my balance, walking over stuff, holding the leash. Here's this little 10-pound dog, strong enough to pull me off balance.
Like I said, determined. When watching your videos, you explain everything so well. Do you do a lot of research? I mean, specific research, or you already kind of know stuff through experiences?
A bit of both. If I have something I'm not sure of, I can always find information on it, and I will look into it. And then I do like a semi-scripting before I do the voiceovers.
Yeah. Very informative videos. Anybody who is interested in going hiking in Texas around his region, well, you actually go pretty far. You drove 7 hours a couple of weeks ago, didn't you?
Oh yeah, we went drove 7 hours. We went to Alpine, Texas, because my girlfriend Joanne was selected to speak on a panel at Sul Ross State University. And what Joanne is, she's the tribal chair of the Humano Indian Nation of Texas. And
that's recent.
Yeah, and that was last weekend.
Yeah, congratulations to her.
Yeah, a year ago at the Murphy Lights Festival parade, she was the Grand Marshal.
Sweet.
Yeah, what she's been doing with that, they actually recognized the tribe by the state of Texas. There's a House resolution. I don't recall its number right off, but the state of Texas has recognized the tribe. And what she's working on is federal recognition, but that's an exceptionally long process.
Yeah, isn't everything?
Oh, yeah. But what's also kind of cool about it, I get to go out to some of the areas that are the best hiking places in the state of Texas. So I'm like, okay, you go do your bit. Nah, I'm off hiking. And it was kind of interesting. That's partly because of that is why I started the YouTube channel. I was on a live chat with the guy I follow on YouTube. And I mentioned as a comment, I said, I need to make my own YouTube channel, call it Hiking with Jackie Boy. And the gentleman told me, he goes, you get a channel up. He goes, I'll support that. He goes, also, I like all the stuff you do for the Native Americans. Well, not so much me as Joanne. And that's how I decided to start a channel.
That was my next question.
And
you stole my questioning.
And if anybody's curious, and it's a really cool channel, it's called Mr. S Travel Quest, and he's out of San Angelo, Texas. We're supposed to do a collaboration, but it has yet to materialize.
Yeah. So tell us about some of the places that you've experienced the different parks. Just give a few examples and man, the one that you went to most recently with those high walls of stone.
Oh, that was Closed Canyon, Big Bend Ranch State Park. Oh, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was actually quite hot, though. I thought I'd get in the canyon and it would be cool because it's sheltered. I get in there, it felt like an oven.
Well, the heat is, well, for one thing, that rock probably keeps a lot of heat from overnight.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's just cumulative all the time.
Yeah.
And,
And while it was cool, those rock walls went up about 150 feet. The canyon got as narrow as about 20 feet. No, I take that back. I think it got as narrow as 10 to 15 feet. And the rock walls are volcanic rock basalt, but the floor is limestone.
it's weird. It almost looks paved.
Yeah. Well, they actually, Parks and Wildlife put gravel down, but there were certain areas where you hit the limestone and it was exceptionally slick, dry, and it was still slick because it had been polished that smooth by natural forces.
Now, is that formed by wind or water?
That was formed by water.
Okay, that's what I was. I was watching it with my dad, and we were talking.
Yeah,
about
that would be what's called a slot canyon.
But some of them are formed by wind, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's amazing. I've been watching everything you've got ever since I heard of you.
Oh, thank you.
And I posted in my community tab, guys, you got to go check his channel out. It's pretty cool. He's very informative about what he's looking at and where he's going. And Jackie Boy, he'll steal your heart.
Yes, he will.
But he's determined.
Yes, he is. He's determined.
When he's on that hike, he's in his own world and he's not paying attention to anything else but the hike.
I do got to be careful with them. I could never do off leash with them because he will go after animals.
When you're walking through those walls, isn't it a little unnerving as to what could be on the other side in that path? Like what kind of animals are in that region?
In that region, there are actually black bears and mountain lions, but they're very shy of people, so I really wouldn't have been concerned about them. To me, I think they would have been, that's an awesome YouTube moment, But
it's killing you. Oh, I got
it. He would have ran in. Well, I mean, it would have been an awesome moment, but you keep situational awareness. He would have found out the bear spray.
You better make sure that Joanne knows how to upload videos.
Yeah, right.
So she could do it for you when you're in the hospital.
Right? This is not what you do on a hike. No, you don't go up to a mountain lion and say, "Here, kitty, kitty, kitty."
Yeah, well, what kind of the bobcats and stuff like that? Because I don't know. I don't know that region.
The bobcats are out there, but I'm not really that concerned about a bobcat. They're not going to come near people. They'll run. If one was to come after me, then I would be thinking, okay, now I need to get to the clinic because it probably had rabies. Because otherwise, they just run from you. Just like if you come across a house cat you didn't know, and they'll take off and run from you. It's the same thing with them. Or even more so. And the mountain lions are even similar. They usually do not want an engagement with people. And I have yet to see a Mexican black bear out there, but I hear they're about the same.
I'd probably be fine with going hiking and stuff like that, but I think about those things. What if something jumps out at me? But I guess if you have your protection, I guess you.
Oh, what I thought was so cool in that canyon, and I wished I would have been recording at this time. There was a great horned owl somewhere in that canyon, and it was hooting.
Yeah.
And it was both spooky and really cool to hear at the same time. And I was like, damn, I wish I was recording right then. And when I was recording, I was thinking, come on, Al, speak again. Go ahead, give me a hoot on this.
Well,
give me a hoot, Al.
Doesn't a GoPro have a setting to where it will? I never did understand it, where it could actually collect footage 10 seconds before. I don't get that. I'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah, it's a setting I'm not familiar with. I need to look into it. No.
They should have a voice activated camera where you can. That should be a feature on the GoPro, to where you could say now or something. Do it.
Right. And then when we were at the conference at Sul-Ross, after it was finished, I went ahead and got into, some of the higher elevations around Alpine, Texas. And I was starting at over 4,400 feet. I got up maybe 400 feet, and I'm not acclimated to that elevation. And I was like, at that point, I said, you know what? I'm out of breath. I need to go get back down. Yeah.
Well, let's take a moment to recognize the people in the chat. Excuse me. Cottonwood Ranch is in here, and Paul Honeyman.
Hello. Hello.
And Justin just said, Brian, you can't be afraid, my friend.
There's Josh from Sherman Family Farm.
The way I am is I can think I would be afraid of something, and then when I'm in it, it's like no big deal.
Yeah, your fear goes away, but I always say keep situational awareness.
Our Cabin in the Woods is in here.
Hello.
Ed's Crazy Adventures. Hello. He's been jumping on his channel. He's been a channel for quite a while, but I think he took a hiatus and now he's back.
I hope I have his name right. Bill with Alaska's Last Frontier.
Correct.
Okay, good.
Did you just see him? Because I haven't seen him yet. Oh, there he is.
I just saw him.
He says hi.
Evelyn Newman. And our friend Marianne Bimler. And our biggest supporter, Miss Heather Lensgren.
Bill and I, after the live last week, and I'll announce that he was my last week's live. Go back and watch that. He's doing pretty. I watched your video you put out recently, Bill, and that was pretty cool. I liked it. And after the live went off the air, that's when the real conversation went, and it kind of stinks because usually the private conversations are so good. And I wish they could be on the live, or we have that kind of mode on the live, but there's things you say that might not be YouTube appropriate.
Oh yeah, when you get it.
But Bill's a pretty cool guy. I enjoyed meeting him.
Kind of like Justin's live yesterday when we got off and we're doing the offline chat. Yeah. Oh, that was fun. But
it is fun.
But it wouldn't have been YouTube appropriate.
Well, we're not really saying anything that bad. It's just that
no, we're not.
I don't know, you loosen up when you're not talking live. And everybody knows that.
There's Jerry with Butler Family Farm.
There's Heather
Linda
Land.
Peterson.
I did get your email and I responded to it, Heather. You don't ever have to apologize for missing a live. We can't be everywhere all at the same time. Sherman Family Farm, yeah. And
Yep, Josh.
Curmudge in AK or Alaska.
And Mike and Terry with MT Homestead.
I didn't see them yet. Where
Yep.
did you see them? They must have been way up there.
Yeah, I'm kind of behind on chat, so I'm just scrolling through it. Treasure Hunter. I did say Linda Peterson, I believe. Into the Mist.
So in your recent months, when did you start talking to Justin? Probably about 5 months ago or something like that?
Yes, it was, probably 5-6 months ago.
Yeah.
And then I joined us live, and then we finally got contact information, and then we finally did a hike.
A month ago? The first one was probably about a month and a half ago. The second,
a month and a half ago. And then we missed that one because reservation fell up, but and then he did that one hike with Joanne and I.
yeah, that was pretty cool.
So he got to meet Joanne.
Yeah,
and we're still kicking around some ideas. I even brought up your Friday night live should be by my fire pit. I think that would be a lot of fun. Maybe way too much fun.
We've already decided to have a live. I'm going to have a live where I have both of you on and we talk about your collaborations. But I wanted you to get a couple of those adventures under your belt.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But also, I would like to do it before the meetup, so it'll be soon. It'll be before the meetup.
We actually have a second trip to Lost Maples planned for Saturday. Yeah, well, it's good. We're originally going to do something with the kayaking, but we had concerns about the water level in the creek that we would enter. And then I said, well, why don't we just make it a hiking trip? Because today's going to be, the high that day will only be about 70. So I said, you know what, that's perfect hiking weather. And when we did the previous Lost Maples, we were on the West Trail. And this one we'll do the East Trail. So that should still be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I know it will be. And you're also talking about going with Mike and Tish of Full Bone Country.
Oh yeah.
That's in the planning.
Yeah, we're talking about doing Colorado Bend both. If I bring Jackie Boy with me, if I don't I've never put him on the kayak, so I don't know how he would be. If I'm coming by myself, I won't kayak, I'll just hike. But if Joanne comes with me where she can watch Jackie Boy when I get on the kayak, even though I'm going to try him out on the kayak.
You haven't done that yet?
No, I have never done that.
You gotta get yourself a little mounting harness.
Yeah. So
I got a life preserver. I should bring it with me so Justin could give it to you because Paco will never use it again.
Oh, I actually do have a life preserver for him.
Oh, you do?
Oh yeah.
Cool. Although he might be a little bigger than Paco's. It might be too small for him anyway. So what is your next solo plan? Where are you going to go next?
It won't be actually solo, but there's a week in April that both Joanna and I will be off, so we'll be out somewhere, you know.
Very cool.
And then I started kicking around the idea, and I was thinking three of the what I feel to be some of the most scenic drives in the state of Texas. But it would be a series of three, but they would probably be spread apart because one's not very far away. There's some highways that are in the Texas Hill Country, which the bikers call the Twisted Sisters, which I feel are some of the most scenic hill country drives. And then it's another drive I did before, and I didn't do any video on it at the time, even though I had started the channel by this time. It would be the Davis Mountain Loops, and that's in West Texas, around Fort Davis, Texas. And the third one would be the River Road, between the towns of Presidio and Lajitas in the Big Bend area, where I did that Slot Canyon yet. It's right along that road. It's called the River Road, or it's referred to in Spanish name as El Camino del Rio.
Hey there, Narrowway Farm. And what was the one I just had up there? MB Heritage Farms. Thank you for stopping in. Hey, Narrowway Farm, would you like to be my co-host next week? You can answer that right here in the chat. I was wondering who I was going to have, and then I remembered I asked him to do it sometime soon, and we'll see what he says.
Yeah, Justin's saying next Saturday we're going hiking.
When are you guys planning on going kayak? Well, he's going kayaking by himself this weekend. He hopes.
He's going Friday. Because he's off for Good Friday. I'm not. I gotta be at work. So he says he's gonna go out there, and then he said that next day he'll meet me at Los Maples.
Well, there's no hurry on that Narrowway Farm. I was just wondering if maybe you'd do it next week. We could do it any week. It'd be nice if we did it before the meetup, if you don't mind, or if you'd like to. Hey there, Dad. He says, Checky Boy would like to talk to hiking at Let's Work State Park. Oh, yeah. I'm sure he would like to go anywhere. It'll be a busy weekend for sure.
Oh, I'm certain. Oh yeah, he would love that. I think
Hello, Papa.
One of the most interesting hikes I think I did, and I do have a video of that, is when I did the Monaghan Sandhills in the West Texas. And it was just hiking sand dunes. It was almost a surreal experience walking there.
What's the furthest you've traveled to go to a hiking situation?
The furthest I traveled, I would say, would be the Madera Canyon Trail in the Davis Mountains. Well, and another one that may be about the same or maybe further was Santa Elena Canyon in Big Bend National Park.
Wow. I got to get myself out there and do stuff like that. Somebody took me to the ravine down here south of us, and I really enjoyed that.
Oh, yeah.
I should definitely. The thing of it is, I don't know where those places are. I guess I should start doing some research myself.
The time we did go through, it was about a year ago when we were at Big Bend National Park, and it was in April, and we're in Santa Elena Canyon. Big Bend National Park's located in the Chihuahuan Desert, and it let you know it was the desert. Here it was April, and it was 107 degrees.
I don't do well in the heat, so I don't know.
I don't do well in heat like that.
No. Yes, Narrowway Farm, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Central. We can do that any week from now to the meetup. Well, not the actual week of the meetup because I'm going to be on the road. Although that'll be interesting. I don't know if I'm going to have a co-host, or I definitely won't have a guest spot that weekend because I literally will be in a hotel room somewhere the night before I show up at 10 Color.
And I just saw Tish Ross. Hello, Tish.
That's what I was going to say. She said, "Hi, Papa." Tish, I got myself a shirt too, but I got a pocket logo so that my beard doesn't cover over it.
And there's Pierogi. We always engage each other in the chat.
Yes. Thanks for stopping by, Pierogi or JB. Pooch, I'm leaving the gym now. There's Pooch. I was looking for you, Pooch. I missed you, and then you showed up. Both of you did.
Everybody needs a friend named Pooch. And we got a friend named Pooch.
I do.
Yep.
That was so cool that they came on there live tonight, and they had their jackets all buttoned up to or zipped up to their gizzard, and I knew right away what that meant because I was expecting them to get those shirts today or tomorrow, but I didn't think that they would have got. I didn't think they were going to get it today. But that was pretty cool that they did, and then they showed them on the live.
Yeah, so
I would have loved to have seen their face when they opened that. Yeah. So I check the chat one more time, see if we missed anybody. Then we'll continue. I'm at Kermudge in Alaska on whose live was that? That was Empty Homestead's live for the first time this Sunday.
Oh, cool.
That was nice.
I actually did watch their show Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of times Sunday I'm kind of busy doing stuff. I usually make sure it's a day I visit my mom. She's getting up there in years. I got to make sure I visit her as much as I can. PSV
Odyssey is in here as well. what was I just going to say about what you just said? Totally slipped my mind. Oh, Linda Peterson. Did I say hi to her? Hi.
Yeah.
How is Paul Honeyman? You're in the next day already, aren't you? You're into tomorrow. How does tomorrow look? What's all them fish? What are you doing? Fishing? Are you going to go fishing? Tish? So, okay, let's dive into you mentioned Joanne. Didn't you want to talk about her a little bit more elaborately?
Oh, yeah. Well, I've known her since about 2010. So we've known each other for about 13 years. We've been in a relationship for quite some time.
That's nice.
It's probably one of the best things that had happened to me. Yeah.
Well, I could see the energy between you two when I see you on live.
And I have totally enjoyed helping her on, the quests that she's doing.
Yeah.
And it's been a lot of work for her, but she's pretty diligent on it. And what was kind of interesting when she was on panel, the two ladies she was talking with both had doctorates in education, and she was up there in a full-blown discussion, intellectual discussion with both of them, and she didn't even miss a beat.
Great.
Yep.
So, have you convinced her to start a YouTube channel and all that stuff yet?
I have brought it up, and she's kind of like, yeah, we could do that, but it would be me doing the videos.
She would have you edit them.
Yeah, I would be doing that too. So I think it will eventually happen, but she just hasn't done that yet.
Well, if you did do it, you wouldn't have to do it every week. You could do one once a month or something, something that you could handle.
Oh, yeah. And she goes to several of the powwows around the area in San Antonio, San Marcos, which just northeast of San Antonio, or Floresville, that's just south. So she's involved in those. And a fun one we did was, the Indian fry bread social. It was around last Christmas, and that was kind of fun to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then you see the vendors and that. And then I always find it really intriguing at one of them because it's part of a lot of Native American rituals is when they're burning the sage, and it has a unique aroma to it. And I always think that's real nice to be in there. And to me, it smells really good.
Yeah. So when you go hiking, do you ever go on group hikes or with any community things that you do that might be a group hike?
No, not really. I'm usually one or two people, or I'm solo.
Yeah.
So it's real common for me to be solo. I kind of like the solo hike, but this doesn't apply with hiking with Justin. But when I'm on a solo hike, I'm at my own pace.
Yeah.
And Justin can tell you my pace is fast. And I'm right there, what Justin's 22, 23 years younger than me, and I'm right there with him,
And Justin, you better keep up that pace, or he's going to leave you behind.
Uh,
Well, you've got
okay.
the inertia that Jackie Boy is dragging you to.
Yeah, I always say Jackie Boy's my pace setter, but I can't say that's true because there'd be no way I'd keep up with him. How he's going at first. He's going at first. He's just, that leash is tight. He's just going.
It would be interesting to see how you guys go about doing the videos of those hikes, because you're both back and forth with each other and your own stuff that you're doing and taking your shots and creeping around rocks and coming around them and stuff like that.
Our approaches are on our videos are different, but when we're doing the collaboration hikes, even though our videos are different, I still think they complement each other.
Yes, they do. I would say anybody who would watch one would definitely want to watch the other, it's interesting to see the same thing from two totally different takes. And
yep.
I
Two
can't
different perspectives.
I can't explain it. You guys have to go and subscribe to both of those channels so you could see it for yourself.
Yeah, and what I did yesterday is when Justin put up his live, I shared it on the community tab, and then a couple people that were subscribed to me were actually on the live chat, his live chat yesterday. And then I got a message from one of the channels called Happy Place Camping. They said, you know what, we'd love to see tonight's, you be the guest on this show. They said, but they had other commitments, so they couldn't make it. They're apologetic, but I was like, you know what, that's life. You got other things to do.
Yeah.
And another hike that this may be a bit in the future, and I already found out I definitely am not ready for this hike, but I've talked with Justin about doing Guadalupe Peak. It's the Texas State High Point. It's 8,751 feet above sea level. But at the starting point of the hike, the elevation gain is about 3,000 feet. And I'm like, wait, 300 feet did me in the other, last weekend. I said, I don't know if I'm ready for 3,000 feet.
Are we going to be seeing you doing some climbing?
Well, it's a hiking trail. It's
up a rock.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not up there scrambling or
Boy will drag you.
Yeah.
Dig his claws into that rock and drag you up.
That's right. Another thing about the national parks, I can't bring Jackie Boy. Pets are not allowed on trail.
I don't get that at all.
Yeah.
A mountain lion can poop in the forest or in the trails, but a dog can't.
No.
They're afraid they're going to contaminate. How are they going to contaminate?
Yeah, I think their biggest fear is the domestic dogs spreading diseases to the wildlife. But
wasn't thinking about that, or a dog getting loose and breeding with them.
Yeah,
that's probably a stupid thing to say. I don't know.
And a certain point, I do see there are people that are not responsible with their dogs. And the other thing, how they had the plastic grocery bags? I take a few of them with me. So when Jack does his business, I just put my hand in it, scoop it up, fold it over, tie it, and then it goes in another bag. And I discard it at the end of the hike.
Yeah, but they're concerned. Yeah, all right. Well, they
Yep.
could be concerned about the plastic bags too.
Yeah. So no, I've seen people where they pick up the, you know,
Business.
the business and they tie out the plastic bag, but they leave the bag on the rail. It's like, okay, what's the point? Yeah. And another beef I have about the national
That's
park,
really stupid.
when we were on our way to Alpine, we stopped at the Amistad National Recreation Area. And I actually got a video pretty much edited, not totally edited. And then I recalled to do a YouTube video at a national park, you are required to get a special use permit.
Yeah,
And
about that earlier.
yeah, and I got the application in. I sent it in earlier, and they sent it back to me. Hey, we need this information. And the lady I talked to at the national park, she was really nice. She, of course, she's just doing her job, but she was like, okay, this is what you need. And I sent them the revision. The national park didn't like it that because what I use at work for my signature is already an electronic one. And I just, copy and pasted it and put it on there. And they said, no, that's not acceptable for us. You got to do that and actually physically sign it and then send it to us. That's okay.
Tell the people in the chat what the application questions were they were concerned about you having with you.
Oh, some of them are for big movie productions where they're talking about using the boom cameras and that are way out there, closing streets and blocking this, possibly disturbing some of the natural areas, tax number, what company are you with, how many actors and actors you have, who's your cast, who's your people helping, how. And here on mine, I just go on the line. This is for a YouTube video, just 2 people.
I got a 10-pound dog and a GoPro.
Right. Yep.
That should have been enough of an explanation, shouldn't it?
Yep. Tiny Canon Rebel, GoPro, and a little tripod.
Drew's in here.
Hello, Drew.
He said he's seen a lot of dog bags on my hiking, unfortunately. On hikes. On my hikes, unfortunately.
If you're going to pick them up, carry it out.
That doesn't make any sense. You're basically picking up a biodegradable thing and putting a non-biodegradable thing around it.
Exactly.
That makes it littering.
Yeah, because the dog business is food to a lot of microbes.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty interesting stuff. You might actually encourage me to go and check out my own local hikes and things to check out that you can go and hike on. Man, I really flubbed that up, didn't I? I will. I'll check out what they have. I really should. Maybe I can do some videos on stuff like that. Dog Man's in the house. We talking dog poop. I got plenty here. That's the Dog Man. He's all about dogs. We all know that.
Yeah, Joanne just messaged me through Messenger. She is on chat.
Do you know Dog Man's channel?
You know what? No, I don't.
And does Dogman know your channel? Because Dogman is a sucker.
I'm going to need to look at his
He's a
channel.
sucker for dogs. That's for sure.
And Justin saying, hello, Joanne. She did. She did comment.
She just got a J as her icon. You need to get her a icon.
Right? Well, she's probably just going from her Google account. Yep. And Tish Ross asked me, what do I do for a living? I'm the operations superintendent at a water recycling center for the city of San Antonio, or San Antonio Water System. Basically, what a water recycling center is, wastewater treatment plant. I've been doing it for nearly 29 years.
Wow.
I think I'm only going to go, I think once I hit 30 years is enough to work for one place.
Then it's time to do some more hiking and kayaking.
Oh, yeah.
How often do you go kayaking?
I haven't been since before 2020, you know.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, just from 2020 to 2021, everything got crazy around here, and I couldn't get out to do things. And
did they make you wear a mask? Did they make you wear masks on hiking trails?
No, they didn't.
Really?
No, because outdoors, your risk of spreading that virus is very negligible.
Well, that would be the logics of it. But I've seen situations where people have to wear masks in a park in open air, and that just doesn't make any sense. But we won't talk about that. I'm planning on buying a kayak this summer, says Alaska's Last Frontier Homestead.
Oh, cool.
I look forward to seeing Jackie Boy on that kayak.
Yeah, in a discussion with Alaska Last Frontier, I did live in Alaska from 1963 to 68. I was very young at the time, and my dad was stationed up there on Elmendorf Air Force Base, so we lived on the base right next to Anchorage. And I was even there for the Great Alaskan Earthquake, which was a 9.1 on the Richter scale, second most powerful earthquake ever recorded on Earth.
Wow.
And I was so young, I don't remember anything about it.
How old were you when you moved from there?
When I moved from there, I was 5 years old.
So you really don't remember much.
Yeah. When the earthquake happened, I wasn't even a year old yet.
We were there when Mount St. Helens.
I take that back. No, I was over a year, so, but still too young to remember it. And then after that, he was stationed in San Bernardino, California. And we were there for 2 years. And then in 70, we moved to San Antonio. And that's where my mom's originally from here, from San Antonio.
Yeah, so she didn't go too far. Well, that's awesome. You should check and see if they have dog mounts for kayaks.
Right?
Maybe there's like a little stool that you can mount to it in front, so he can be like a hood ornament.
Right.
Put him right out there on the peak, so he could, just like the Mack dog on a Mack semi.
Right up on the front. I have an idea. I'm going to need to try it sometime. And what had been suggested to me, get your kayak out and bring him out there and just sit out on the kayak with him, see how what he thinks about it, how he feels about being on that.
Well, my guess would be that he's not going to have a problem at all. He's going to be so alert to that. Just he's going to what did I say he does? What was it? He's going to be I said it earlier. I can't think of it. Ready to seize it for sure. Did you say? Oh, that's not. Kayak sidecar.
Right? Or,
I'm sure
or, a little,
have all
or a
kinds
little,
of ideas of where to put dogs when you're doing certain situations. Put them in a cooler. You could have them on a little floaty next to you, or your own kayak and have it tethered.
one of the hikes I already mentioned that about Guadalupe Peak. Never mind. Okay. Even though I've discussed it with Justin about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm kind of a little envious of that because I would love to go down there and spend time with you guys and Mike and Tish, and I might actually do it someday.
Yeah, but if you come down here, come down between, I'd say November. Well, maybe the earliest October and maybe as late as April. But after that, it gets unbearably hot here.
Yeah, I probably would do that. And that would be better timing for me anyway, because the grapes and all the stuff that we do in the summer, spring, and fall.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Harvest is usually the first week of October, so I wouldn't do anything before then. It's not typical for me to take off in May either, but it's going to happen.
Now, speaking of grapes, and this another thing they'll find out about me on hikes, I'll point out stuff that is actually edible.
That's right. You have.
And now I'm like, hey.
And not edible.
This Texas Madrone, when it puts its berries on, it's edible. Here's the Ash Juniper. It puts on juniper berries. I said, you can eat the berries or take them, ferment them into gin. Well, that's a fermenting and a distilling for gin. So, prickly pear or this type of cactus or this type of agave. Yeah, you can dig the bulb up. Yeah.
Talk about powwows. What exactly goes on at a powwow in the modern day? It probably hasn't changed because it's very traditional, right?
Yeah, it's traditional. You usually get some speakers. Joanne does a lot of networking at them.
Yeah.
And there are groups that come in ceremonial dress and they do their dances. There's a lot of vendors at them that are selling different, crafts, these are people that are from various Native American groups and they're selling their wares there.
You have a good night, Bill.
And
Frontier Home.
And then they had the food vendors where they actually it looks like a tortilla, but they deep fry it, and then you either get honey and powdered sugar on it, or they'll put they'll put some meat, lettuce, tomatoes, and everything else, and they basically a taco. So.
I like taco. While being on this diet, I could have a taco salad without the chips. As long as I don't have and that's fine with me. I can go without the chips. But wow, Justin, or not Justin. I said that because I just looked at Backroad Freedom's message. Kevin, thank you so much for coming on. It was a great live. I enjoyed it. You're very
You're welcome. I think it was a great live too. I really enjoyed it.
Job. Did an awesome job.
In fact, we went over an hour.
Yeah, we did. Next week, I'm going to have an open mic. I haven't decided. I got to look in the chat and see if Narrowway Farm said he wanted to or not. If not, I'll pick somebody else. But that's what's going to be. It's going to be an open mic. In fact, I'm going to try to do a lot of open mics up to the meetup so that we can get a lot of people flowing through the lives and let people know who's going. I encourage everybody to come in the open mics, but I want to see also the people going to this meetup so that we can meet them get a little pre-meetup before we go to the meetup. So I want to thank everybody in the chat for coming in and my moderators. I did pick some new moderators this week, including Heather is my moderator now. I'll have to look. Some of these people that I made moderators, I thought I already had made moderators. I think Sherman Family Farm, I made a moderator. And I don't know. I'll have to look again. I made like 5 of them. So thank you, Justin. Again. Oh my God. Again. Because I was just reading this freaking.
Hey, I would have been rather called Jackie Boy.
Yeah, I'm doing that a lot. I mean,
yeah, that's all right.
I've been mixing. It's getting to the point after I've known all these people that I'm starting to mix their names up.
Yeah, well, that's at least
Kevin.
That's my association.
Kevin.
Yeah.
As in Hiking with Jackie Boy. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Live. It was great, and I'll be chatting with you soon. And now you're eligible to become a co-host at some point.
All right.
So next week, Wednesday, 9:00 Central. See ya.
Bye.
Have a good one.